guys, the elephant has arrived.
Honestly, the school should install seats made for a family-sized body like that.
She heard comments like this every single day. As usual, she decided to ignore them. But suddenly, she fell to the ground and screamed in pain. Then she froze, silent, in shock, while she heard them laughing and mocking her. One of them shouted loudly,
What a waste of glue on the floor. She'll stick on her own. She won't even be able to get up.
When she heard that, she tried to move, to stand up. Suddenly, she heard the sound of her clothes tearing. She completely broke down, screaming with all her strength until she lost consciousness. When she woke up, she found herself in the hospital. Her father was sitting beside her. The moment he saw her open her eyes, he moved closer to her. Let's see what today's story is really about. How bad arrogance can be, especially when it takes control of a person. That was my answer when he asked me why I treated him differently than everyone else. He froze in shock, didn't say a word, just turned around and walked away. And for you to understand why he asked that question and why I answered the way I did, you need to know who I am. My name is Jasmine. I'm 20 years old. All my life, my father told me I was like a jasmine flower. That's why I should always treat people with gentleness and never accept anyone treating me badly or looking down on me. Honestly, my father's words and his constant support are the reason I have confidence in myself today, especially since I'm overweight and not exactly pretty. You could say I'm average, maybe even less, but my father always treated me like a queen. And now, before I tell you about the arrogant one, I want to remember with you some moments that deeply affected me. And I'm saying this to you, my girls. If any of you ever go through something like this, be strong, believe in yourselves, and never, ever allow anyone to humiliate you or make you feel less than you are, even if that person is family. A new school day began. Jasmine woke up and got herself ready to go to school. As she stepped out of her room, "Good morning," her mother stepped closer, looked at her with disgust before she could say a word. Her father walked out of the bedroom.
Good morning, my Jasmine, to the most beautiful jasmine flower in the world.
Jasmine laughed happily and hugged her dad. Mom, are my sandwiches ready?
No. I've told you 1,000,000 times. You're too old for this sandwich nonsense. You're in high school now.
Her father noticed the disappointment on her face. He spoke gently as he handed her some money.
Here you go, sweetheart. Buy something to eat from the place near your school. The day is long. I don't want you getting hungry.
Jasmine was still smiling at him, reaching for the money, when her mother stepped in, grabbed it from her hand angrily, and spoke in a harsh tone.
Are you trying to drive me crazy? Buy food? Have you seen her weight lately? And who told you she even gets hungry? Someone who eats as much as she does could never be hungry.
Her mother's words cut her like a knife. Her eyes filled with tears. It wasn't the first time she heard this, and it wouldn't be the last. She knew her mother didn't see her as beautiful. Her father spoke, trying to control himself.
There's no point arguing with you. God help anyone who looks at her, and looks at her food.
Look at what exactly? Her body that doesn't even match her features? Or do you really think she has a single good quality? A hint of beauty? Even in school, she barely passes. Go ahead, keep filling her head, make her think she's one of a kind. Let her eat without limits, without control, until one day she wakes up and can't get out of bed because of her weight.
She finished speaking at the exact moment Jasmine's older sister, 2 years older, walked in. The mother immediately moved toward Lena and hugged her with pure affection.
Good morning, my love. I made you some sandwiches and juice too. And before you start saying, Mom, I'm in college now, I'm grown, you still need to eat properly, sweetheart. College is tough. Take this too. Buy anything you like from the supermarket.
Jasmine didn't stay a second longer. She rushed out of the house, her heart aching deeply. After a while, she arrived at school, still very upset about what had happened and about what always happened. But her sadness grew even more the moment she heard her classmates talking as soon as they saw her.
Guys, the elephant has arrived.
Honestly, the school should install seats made for a family-sized body like that.
She heard comments like this every single day. As usual, she decided to ignore them. But suddenly, she fell to the ground and screamed in pain. Then she froze, silent, in shock, while she heard them laughing and mocking her. One of them shouted loudly,
What a waste of glue on the floor. She'll stick on her own. She won't even be able to get up.
When she heard that, she tried to move, to stand up. Suddenly, she heard the sound of her clothes tearing. She completely broke down, screaming with all her strength until she lost consciousness. When she woke up, she found herself in the hospital. Her father was sitting beside her. The moment he saw her open her eyes, he moved closer to her. He was terrified for her.
My Jasmine. Thank God you're safe, sweetheart. You really scared me.
She broke down crying, so he pulled her into his arms. After a while, when her sobbing eased, she spoke in a hoarse voice. Please, Dad. I don't want to go back to that school. She was in very bad shape, and he was afraid for her. So he agreed to her request. She finished the remaining 2 years of school studying at home, only going in for exams. Her father waited for her outside the school every time, so she'd feel safe and find the courage. On results day, things turned out just as expected. Her level was average. Her grade was acceptable to her, but it was never acceptable to her mother. Jasmine stood in front of her mother. Some relatives were there, congratulating her on passing. She was shocked when her mother spoke, her anger clearly showing.
Congratulate her for what? This grade is embarrassing. God doesn't give everything to one person, but with these girls it's strange. Beauty, intelligence, energy, fitness. In a few years she'll graduate and become a doctor. And Jasmine? No beauty, no fitness, not even intelligence.
Her aunt's words fell like a blow. Jasmine's tears streamed down her face. Inside, she wished for death. And when death came, it came for the dearest person in her life. 10 days passed with her in the hospital after she tried to take her own life when she learned that her father had died. The only person who treated her kindly, who cared for her, protected her, and showed her tenderness. During all that time, no one visited her except her sister, who was training at the same hospital. Suddenly, the door opened. A little girl ran in, then quickly hid under the bed. Just like the days before, Jasmine sat there, her tears her only companion. But the little girl caught her attention. Moments later, she saw a tall man step into the room. From the coat he was wearing, it was clear he was a doctor.
Good evening. I'm sorry for entering the room like this. Have you seen a little girl wearing a red dress?
As he spoke, he moved closer to the bed, his eyes catching sight of small legs sticking out from underneath. Suddenly, he grabbed the girl's legs and pulled her toward him. The girl burst into loud laughter. He hugged her, laughing along with her. Then he turned to Jasmine, who had been watching quietly.
Once again, I apologize. On my behalf and on my daughter's. I wish you a full and speedy recovery.
He finished speaking and was about to leave the room at the exact moment Lena walked in and froze when she saw him.
Dr. Salim? Is everything okay?
What, am I not allowed to check on my patients now?
No, of course not, doctor. I didn't mean that. It's just, Jasmine is my sister, so I got worried.
He turned his head toward Jasmine. Her eyes were fixed on the little girl, a faint smile on her face, tears still falling.
Is everything all right, doctor? How is her condition?
Lena's eyes moved nervously in every direction. She was clearly unsettled.
Well, doctor, you should know the case well.
Suicide attempt. Her father passed away 10 days ago. She was very attached to him.
Salim pulled his daughter close, holding her tightly, suddenly afraid of the day they might be separated. That's when he understood why Jasmine had been staring at his daughter. She saw her memories with her own father in her.
My condolences.
He stepped closer to Jasmine, reading her medical file.
Ask God for forgiveness, miss. Suicide is a grave sin. God says, do not take your own life. Your life doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. Your father's death was inevitable. We will all die one day. Not everyone who loses someone dear chooses to end their life.
He finished speaking and left. Her tears began to fall again, but this time, they were tears of guilt and fear. Lena moved closer and hugged her, crying with her. To be surrounded by family and still feel alone? That feeling is deadly. That was Jasmine's reality. She lived with her mother, her sisters, her mother's family, and her father's family. Yet she was completely alone. Because of her grief, she stopped eating. She lost her appetite entirely. After a month, she was eating only 1 meal a day. Within a year, her weight dropped noticeably. Everyone noticed. One day, the whole family was gathered at the grandmother's house. Her aunt spoke up.
Look at you, Jasmine. Seems like this diet finally worked. Or maybe before she wasn't serious enough. This time she's actually sticking to a proper plan. I swear, I can't believe it. God finally guided her. Her weight is still high, but it's much better than before. She lost 45 kilos.
They were all shocked. Then her uncle spoke mockingly.
My daughter weighs 45 kilos, Jasmine. Shame on you.
Their words hurt her deeply, but she couldn't respond. She knew they were aware their words hurt her, so saying anything felt pointless. Her aunt changed the subject.
I think the institute you're studying at is only 2 years, right? So you still have 1 year left?
Yes, Aunt. 1 more year, God willing, and I'll graduate. It was a normal sentence. What wasn't normal was what happened during that year. A few months later, Jasmine was shocked when her mother said,
Congratulations, Jasmine. A groom has proposed to you.
But I don't want to get married right now, Mom.
Why not? He's a catch. Someone like him won't come again.
Do I know him? Is he a relative?
No. You know the men in the family. All of them see you as a sister. And honestly, you never really caught anyone's attention anyway, so this is God sending you your share.
Jasmine closed her eyes sadly and spoke in a weak voice. So, who is it that noticed me?
Your aunt suggested you to him. He asked to sit with you and get to know you.
My aunt? Then why didn't she suggest her own daughter?
You know your cousin. Spoiled. Picky. Nothing ever suits her. And since he's divorced, she wouldn't accept him.
Jasmine froze. Tears fell from her eyes against her will. So she won't accept him. But I have to? I'm supposed to say yes and be happy? Is that how little I am to you, Mom?
I've advised you so many times to eat less. Your weight is a problem. You're over 90 kilos, and you're not even 20 yet. You look pale. Everyone gets their destiny. Don't dream or expect better. This man is an accountant, works in Florida, and owns his own apartment.
For the first time, Jasmine screamed everything she had inside her. She couldn't take it anymore. Enough! This is wrong. I'm exhausted. I'm not less than any woman we know. I have the right to think, to choose, and to have standards for the man I'll marry. Just because you see me as flawed doesn't give you the right to treat me like this. I'm not agreeing. I will only marry someone who truly sees me, is convinced of me, and loves me. Yes, I'm not beautiful. But did you ever stop and think that this is how God created me? When you call me ugly, you're criticizing his creation. Did you ever think about how much you've damaged me mentally with your constant criticism? I didn't create myself. I didn't design my features. God creates people in the best form. I accept myself. I'm satisfied with how I look. My features may not be pretty, but I like them. I'm not waiting for anyone else to approve of me. My body is large because I'm tall and overweight, and I accept that. You always blame food. But did you ever consider another reason? When you were laughing and talking about how much weight I lost, did anyone notice my depression? My grief over my father? Why didn't you pay attention enough to realize that my loss of appetite came from my pain after losing him? He was the only person who loved me unconditionally. He never asked me to lose weight. He never told me to see a doctor to become prettier. He loved me exactly as I was. The mother stood there, stunned, shocked by her daughter's breakdown and her words.
When I criticized you, when I told you to lose weight or see a doctor, it wasn't because I hated you. It was because I wanted you to be better.
If you had come closer to me the way you did to Lena, if you had encouraged me with one kind word, if you had treated me with tenderness instead of anger, we might have reached a result together. But you always chose the worst way. Listen, Mom, I'm not getting married. Tell my aunt to look for another bride. There's nothing wrong with him. But I'm not fit for marriage right now. My mental health is destroyed. A few more months had passed since the confrontation between Jasmine and her mother. Today was her cousin's wedding. All her life, she had hated weddings and family gatherings because of the hurtful things they used to say to her. But this time, she decided to go. She made a quiet promise to herself. Anyone who said something that upset her, she would put them in their place. They arrived at her uncle's house, and the whole family was there. She started helping her aunt serve food to the guests. Her aunt smiled at her.
Thank you, Jasmine. God willing, everything in your life will work out, sweetheart. And I'll help you on your wedding day.
Jasmine took the trays from her, smiled shyly and happily, and stepped outside. She noticed a woman talking. It was one of their neighbors.
So, Mona, Adam has a cousin and you marry him off to a stranger?
Her aunt replied, while preparing more trays for Jasmine to take once she finished what she had. She spoke without realizing that Jasmine had already finished and come back inside.
I told him, and I suggested her to him. You know, that girl Jasmine has bad luck in life, even though she has a pure, kind heart. And as you can see, she's very helpful. She was even going to help me with the housework. But what can we say? He said she didn't appeal to him because she's not pretty and she's overweight. That's nonsense. Beauty is in the soul, and real beauty comes from the heart. As for her body, she's already lost a lot of weight compared to before, and she looks lovely now. And God willing, she'll lose more and look even better.
Jasmine heard everything. Deep inside, she felt incredibly happy. Her aunt always treated her with warmth and love. The hours of the day passed, and night came the time for the celebration. All the girls in the family were dressed up, wearing beautiful dresses. All except Jasmine. She was wearing a very simple dress, with no makeup on her face. They went downstairs to attend the wedding. As soon as her aunt saw her, after greeting her, she whispered to her.
How long are you going to stay like this? Don't you see what all the girls are wearing and how dressed up they are? You're the one who needs this the most. Maybe someone would notice you and propose to you. But you come down looking like this.
Her eyes filled with tears. After she had been determined to respond to anyone who said something hurtful, she instead decided to slip away from the crowd and go sit outside until the wedding was over. As she moved a little farther away from the people, she was suddenly surprised by a little girl standing there, crying. Jasmine quickly walked toward her. "What's wrong, sweetheart? Why are you crying?" At first, the little girl looked scared. But when Jasmine wiped her tears with tenderness, the girl relaxed. Jasmine asked again, smiling this time, trying to encourage her to speak. "Tell me what's wrong, beautiful. What's your name? Who are you? Where do you live?" The little girl shrugged her shoulders, showing she didn't know. Then she grabbed Jasmine's hand and took a few steps forward. Jasmine understood that she wanted to take her somewhere, and that was true. What Jasmine didn't expect was the place itself. A car was parked at the beginning of the street. Before Jasmine could ask anything, she was startled by a male voice.
How does this happen? Are you people out of your minds? I swear, if anything happens to my daughter, I'll hold every one of you responsible.
As soon as he finished speaking, he reached the car and froze when he saw his daughter standing with a woman he didn't recognize. The moment he saw her, he called out urgently.
Tara!
The little girl ran toward him. He picked her up, holding her tightly, a mix of fear and relief. Jasmine noticed the tears in his eyes as he quickly wiped them away before pulling his daughter back to look at her, speaking as if she understood every word.
A pretty little girl like you does something like that?
Tara innocently and hugged him after finally feeling safe. I swear, sir, I found her standing near the wedding hall, crying. When I asked her about her name or where she lived, she led me here. He looked at her carefully, feeling like he'd seen her somewhere before, but he didn't dwell on it.
It's all right. She left the house without anyone noticing. Looks like she hid in my car and I didn't even realize it. Strange, I know. And she couldn't find her way back because we don't live around here.
Jasmine let out a quiet sigh of relief. She'd been terrified he might accuse her of trying to kidnap his daughter.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. You noticed her. If it weren't for you, she could have gotten lost, and I might never have found her.
Jasmine smiled softly as she reached into her bag, pulled out a chocolate bar, and offered it to Tara. The little girl took it from her with a smile that surprised him deeply. His daughter never took anything from strangers, and smiling in a moment like this was almost impossible for her. Just then, they heard Lena calling out as she hurried toward them.
Jasmine, where did you go? You scared me.
Dr. Salim, is everything okay?
Hello, Doctor. Everything's fine. I was attending the wedding and Tara wandered off, but this young lady brought her back to me.
Looks like Tara really likes Jasmine. First time at the hospital, she hid behind her. And now, when she got lost, she led her straight to you. Go on, take her. She'll be happy. She's grown up, sure, but her heart's still a child. Kinda like you, Tito. In that moment, each of them remembered when they had first seen the other. And without realizing it, without meaning to, Lena had just announced that Jasmine now belonged to him. A year passed, with its good and bad. Jasmine graduated from the institute, and Lena took another step toward her dream, entering her 5th year in medical school. One day, their mother sat quietly, worry written all over her face. Her daughters approached her, concerned. Jasmine signaled to her sister to speak.
What's wrong, Mom? Are you tired? Or is something bothering you?
Life has become really hard. And the pension isn't enough anymore. We used to get help from my siblings and your father's siblings, but all of that has stopped now. I don't know what to do. House expenses, your education, getting you ready for marriage. I don't know where I'm supposed to get the money from.
Jasmine tried to comfort her mother, speaking with a laugh that clearly sounded broken. Getting ready for what? We're planning to stay with you. Why would we leave you? Where would you even go?
My girl, I pray every day that God blesses you as soon as possible. When a girl finishes her education and stays at home, people don't feel reassured about her, especially if no one thinks she's special. I'm afraid no one will come to propose to you, and then you'll say you'll stay by my side.
Lena looked at her sister sadly.
I could postpone it for a year, until things get better.
Postpone what? I'm dreaming of the day you graduate and I see you as a doctor.
I'll look for a job. A simple sentence, yet enough to change her entire life. 1 month after another. Every day she went out searching for work in place after place. But unfortunately, most people looked only at her appearance, not at her effort or her ambition. One day, Jasmine was preparing lunch with her mother when Lena suddenly rushed in, excitement written all over her face.
Jasmine, I found you a job. An opportunity you can't miss.
Jasmine laughed in happiness, but before she could reply, her mother asked anxiously,
What kind of job?
Just sit and listen.
They sat down, and Lena began to explain.
Today at the hospital, I heard Dr. Salim talking to Dr. Logan. From what they were saying, he's looking for a nanny for his daughter.
Tara?
Yes, Tara. She's extremely attached to her father. On the wedding day, she hid in his car, and that wasn't the first time. It's happened several times before. The last time was today. He found her with him while he was already on the road. He kept driving to the hospital because he was late for a surgery. Dr. Salim is very worried about her. She doesn't like dealing with anyone in the house and always wants to be wherever he is.
And where is her mother in all of this?
She passed away 3 years ago. Since then, Tara's whole life has been her father. Her grandmother lives with them, but the girl doesn't feel safe with anyone except him.
May God have mercy on her and help them. But will a nanny job really work? He must have tried before.
He has. Almost every 2 weeks a new one comes, and none of them stay. And before you ask why I suggested Jasmine specifically, I'll tell you. Because Tara interacted with her at the wedding. She took chocolate from her, and that never happened with anyone else. Everyone at the hospital tried to get close to her with gifts. I tried myself more than once, and she always refused. That's what encouraged me to speak up. And honestly, the salary is unbelievable.
Does the job have set hours?
That's the part that might scare you. The hours are open. You'd have your own room in the villa, you'd stay there, and you'd get 1 day off a week.
Have you lost your mind?
Mom, this is a rare opportunity. Food, drinks, clothes, everything is covered by the job. And Dr. Salim's mother is from Monaco with a massive fortune. His father was one of the richest men in the country, and after his death, everything went to Dr. Salim, including the hospital. His mother gave him all her money, and most importantly, the salary. The pension, the $3,700, isn't enough for anything anymore. Do you know how much you'll be paid, Jasmine? $15,000.
Jasmine and her mother looked at each other in shock.
And that's not including bonuses on holidays and special occasions.
Hesitation appeared in the mother's eyes. Jasmine stepped closer and said calmly, "Agree, Mom. It's a good opportunity. You'll finally be able to do what you want."
And what about people? Their talk when they see you're not around?
And what will people's talk feed us, Mom? When we can't find food or continue our education? Everyone in this world thinks about their own interest, and we have the right to think about ours too.
And indeed, the next day, Jasmine went with Lena to the hospital. Lena stopped in front of Dr. Salim's office.
Wait here. I'll go talk to him first.
After asking his permission and explaining why she wanted the meeting.
To be honest, Doctor, I heard your conversation yesterday with Dr. Logan about looking for a nanny for Tara, and I know someone who might be suitable.
What matters to me is that she's honest and trustworthy. You know Tara is the most important person in my life.
You don't need to worry about that.
Honestly, I'm worried about something else. Over the past 2 years, I've hired more than 20 nannies, and not a single one lasted a full month.
This time is different. Tara interacted with Jasmine.
You mean your sister?
She looked a little tense, but he continued.
Consider her hired. Is she outside?
Yes.
Let her come in.
Jasmine entered, clearly nervous. Salim observed every movement and every look. After a moment, he spoke in a clear voice.
The work system, Miss Jasmine, is simple. You'll be responsible for Tara, just like the ones before you. Her food, her sleep, everything related to her. You'll have 2 hours of rest during the day, and I'll be with Tara then. Nights are completely off, of course, unless there's an emergency or she gets sick. Every night, you'll sleep beside her. She has her own allowance, separate from your salary. Your room will be directly next to hers, with an internal door connecting the 2 rooms. You can start work immediately.
Could I start tomorrow? I haven't prepared my things yet.
That's fine, no problem. Tomorrow morning, I'll be waiting for you at the villa before I go to the hospital. I'll introduce you to the household, and you'll begin your work. But I want to tell you something. My daughter is a trust on your shoulders before God.
The day passed, and night fell. Jasmine began packing her clothes. Despite the fear and tension, she was very happy to be leaving the house and getting away from relatives who constantly hurt her with their words. She was excited to see Tara and deal with her, and the salary felt like a beautiful dream. Her mother came in and sat beside her, speaking softly.
Listen to me, Jasmine. If I was ever hard on you or hurt you, it was for your own good. I wanted you to be better, to be your best. Any mother wants to see her children doing well. Now, I trust your morals and how you were raised. I know my daughter well. But caution is necessary. These people are not like us. Money comes easily to them. Take care of yourself and don't live in illusions. I'm afraid you'll get hurt. One day, you'll leave this job and continue your life.
Jasmine listened quietly, as she always did. When her mother finished speaking, she hugged her and left. After closing the door, she placed her hand on her heart and whispered,
God, let it be good. She remembered the dream she'd had after praying for guidance about the job. She couldn't accept the idea of her daughter living among strangers, but the need for the salary was overwhelming.
She slept after prayer and supplication, asking God to choose what was best. In her sleep, she saw a strange dream. She saw Jasmine sitting in a wide garden full of flowers, laughing, Suddenly, her laughter turned into, and the pain was clear on her face. At a distance stood a young man, watching her suffer. He stretched out his hand as if to help her, then suddenly pulled it back and remained standing there, watching in silence. She woke up frightened. Deep inside, she decided to refuse Jasmine's job. She spent the entire night thinking about the meaning of the dream. When morning came, Lena entered the room, embarrassed, clearly wanting to say something. The mother understood without a word.
Open the wardrobe and take the money you need, Lena.
At that moment, the decision was made. They would not go back on their approval, because they truly needed that salary.
Stop! Wait for part 2! From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who subscribed and hit like. And a special thank you to Latifa and Noor. Seriously, you're amazing. You made me feel like I'm talking to real friends. Thank you for all the love and the beautiful comments. Latifa, since you were the very first to comment on the video and the channel, your name will be the heroine of one of the upcoming stories. The story will be inspired by what you wrote in your comment, with a few small tweaks. The male lead will have a different name, but I promise the story will turn out exactly how you want it. Actually, even better. And I'm sure everyone who watches it will fall in love with it. And Noor, you too. Your name will be the heroine of an upcoming story as well. If you have a specific story or idea you'd like to see, leave it in the comments. I was also thinking, anyone who leaves a comment, whether it's their name, their opinion on the story, or even just an idea, could become part of the next stories. Tell me what you think. Do you like the idea? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And let everyone around you know about my channel. Yes, it's for adults too. Bye, my loves. See you in part 2.